Hello and welcome to all our listeners and viewers. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Phil Sharkey, and have the great pleasure to speak today with Maristela Rapo. She is the founder and executive director of Giving the Glam. Maristela, welcome so much. I'm glad you took the time to speak with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is an amazing opportunity for us and myself and Given the Glam. We're very honored to be here and grateful for this opportunity.
Excellent. Well, Maricel, I must say I read your bio and your storyline here, and I think it's a tremendous agency, and I can't wait to speak to you about it. You know, I have a 24-year-old daughter. It wasn't that long ago that she was doing prom, or she did
Yeah.
lose her senior prom due to COVID. So your business is very interesting to me. So please tell our listeners what Giving the Glam is. Tell us about your company.
Yes, well, Give the Glam is a nonprofit organization that help financially disadvantaged teens that cannot afford to go to prom. Not only my participants that face financially, difficulties, is even beyond that. It's like I have participants with special need, participants that with depression, kids in the foster home. Some of them can be homeless and don't have family members. Then there's a little bit of everything. Definitely the financially need is one of the topic, but above that is everything that come with all challenge that they faces. And
Absolutely. Now, Maristella, tell me, how did you get into this line of work? Is
mhm.
this come to you? It's such a thoughtful entity and necessary and high valued business. Tell us how it came to you.
Yeah, well, I'm originally from Brazil. I grew up very poor back in my country, and I left Brazil. I was 18 years old. I was raised by a single mother, four sister, one sister with special needs that eventually passed away. I live in Denmark. Then I came to the US 25 years ago, and I got into the fashion industry. That is what I love. Then I work with famous designer. I own about three stores, one in Copley, Long Island, American Manhasset, and I sold the stores back to the company, and I closed my other one during the recession time.
Okay.
Well, I live in the suburbs. I live in Dover. Then I told my husband, boy, I can't stay here just doing that. I know being a mom is big. I have four kids, a son 28, my daughter 24, 23 that should just graduated from BU and going to Suffolk, and my twin boys, that is
Congratulations.
Babson and Northeastern. Then I was pretty busy woman, but
Sure.
I wanted to give it back to the community. And so an immigrant woman, I'm very grateful for this country that do so much for people like me. Then I live a very comfortable life. I say, you know what? I wanted to use my expertise to maybe give it back one day, but I was not sure how. Well,
Yeah.
because of my dad and my daughter, I have one daughter that she was a soccer player.
Okay.
She's not into the fashion industry at all. And then she told me, Ma, we have the MECO program. I don't know if people are familiar with the MECO program. They are
Yeah.
creating a segregation back then, and the suburbs like Natick, Dover, Wellesley, all the, some Welsh suburbs has that program. And my daughter came to me back in 2014 saying, Ma, why don't you introduce yourself to Miss Monique, the MECO coordinator from Dover Sherborne? Maybe you
Okay.
can use your fashion expertise, she even making fun of me, to help maybe some of the kids, that maybe going through a tough time. I say, you know what, I'm going to do that. Somehow introduce myself to Miss Monique Marshall. And I say, listen, I don't know what I can do, but I'm in the fashion industry. If you have any kid that need any help with anything, I'll be happy to take them out shopping. That is the
Uh,
only thing that came out in that time. Then
yeah.
I guess she was really excited about hearing that. And 4 weeks later, she calls me. She said, well, I have a student that raised by a single mother. The father passed away. She needed help with prom. And I was like, oh, prom. And she said, were you shocked? I said, I think a prom dress was so ugly, but I guess no. And she was laughing. I say, everything you ask me for prom. I never knew exactly what prom was. But eventually I learned that, life is about learning. Doesn't how
Right.
smart you are. Then I learned that prom dresses is pretty much like a gala gown. Now, if you
Sure.
go to an event and it's not like a quinceañera, that is one style.
Right.
Well, I met the participant, Kimberly. She was very shy. Like you see, I'm Brazilian. I have big personality. Then
Yes.
I kind of like break that wall between me and her. I say, let's go to buy a gown. Then I called the lady where I bought my wedding dress. I said, could you please help me? I had no clue what prom dress is. Then she said, come here, Maristella. And she showed me all the gowns and she kind of like guided me with everything. Fast forward, I helped Kimberly, and I said, listen, Kimberly, for the prom day, you live in Dorchester. Why you don't come to my house, bring your family? I will have food. I have some hairstyle, makeup artist. And that time I asked my
You're so giving.
trainer that his
You're
hobby was
so
a
nice.
photography. I said, could you take some picture? And I did that. She left to prom, and I guess 6 weeks later, she sent me this message say, hey, thank you so much for what you did it for me. You make me feel so beautiful. All my friends were shocked to see me. My short hair and up have a longer hair. And you're giving me a confidence that, maybe I think I didn't know. You make me feel like a princess. I was really like started to say, oh wow, I never thought I would impact someone like that. Then 7 months later, Miss Monique Marshall called me and said, well, you have a 20 kids that need your help. Then 2014 was one, then 15 was 20, and was growing bigger and bigger. Like as being a dad of a daughter. It
Yes.
cost average $1,000 between hair, makeup, shoes, dress, or limo. In the end, that is what sometimes cost the parents. And I was doing on my own because I didn't want to ask for help yet because I didn't want to question like people, what are you doing? What is that? And I was doing for until 2017. On my other, my husband say, listen, we up almost to 80 kids a year.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we are taking care of that. She said, why you don't apply for 510c3? Because I know you're not going to be helping only 50 or 70 kids a year. I said, okay, then I apply. And thank God it was so fast. They approved me in 3 months. It
Wow.
was when finally I asked my friends to help me. And then they thought it was just a fashion thing that I was doing. And then I explained to them and say, no, I was helping those participants on my own. But I didn't want to ask for help until I become a 510c3.
Okay.
And guess what? 11 years going to be this year. By the end of the season is 1,118 participants that I help.
What a story, Maristela, and what a joy you are, and I can feel your enthusiasm and infectious nature that you are. And I assume right now, in fact, I know we're talking to you on location. You must
Yeah,
be into your very busy season. So is this the
yeah.
time right now that you're just going full speed ahead, or?
Yes, yeah, that is this is one of the biggest moment and busy of my life. I work like 60 to 70 hours a week.
Oh my.
What do we do? The season we meet with the participants, and then I come to each school, give each school 4 days. Just an idea. I'm helping 169 participants this year. Like I was at Brockton. I helped 34 participants there. Then it's 3 days. Then we come with U-Haul truck, take 100 dresses out, all the tuxedo, and then dress them for 3 days. Day four, my seamstress come, do all the fittings for the boys and the girls. And then the prom day, I rent a hotel that actually we do the share Natick Marriott Residence Inn. uh, I come all with the Glam squad, 7 o'clock in the morning. The participant come. We provide lunch, breakfast, lunch, and photography comes and with pictures and everything. We have the whole Glam squad at the hotel. Then by 5 o'clock, we provide the limo and they take off to the prom day. That is like from January to June. It's like people don't realize how much work it
Sure.
takes to get to the prom day. And like it's crazy, crazy fun. I'm very blessed that I love what I do, and in the way to give it back is so much more rewarding than anything else.
Maricela, I can't speak enough to what you're doing and who you're reaching and the help you're bringing to them. I know with my daughter, the senior prom was canceled due to the COVID situation.
Right.
It was
Mhm,
devastating to her. So tell me
mhm.
your region. You mentioned this event you're putting on now. Is that your territory? Do you work basically
Mhm.
in this zone, or is there other locations you can work with?
For a help with the participants?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, no, I reach out. I work, actually, believe it or not, I'm helping kids in Bronx. My dream is that I able one day to be able to go every state to the middle of nowhere, a school that people never know, and help those that really need it. Like they need it, like my participant, but I wanted to be big to be capable to do that
Yeah.
and help more. But this year we are helping here 6 schools in Massachusetts. That is
Outstanding.
Brockton, Framingham, Dorchester, Mattapan, and the school in Bronx. But one day, who knows? I got to Bronx, then I can go a little further, one step at a time.
Absolutely. What do they say, Marissa? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So I really see that entrepreneur spirit in you. And tell me, as far as how do people reach you regarding your services? Is it
Mhm.
social media or is it word of mouth? How do people hear about you?
About, yeah, now the fact that if you Google Prom, is given the glam comes right away, then we get people that sometimes reach out to us. Like example, they come to us for help, school reach out, and they don't understand that in September this year, I already chose the school from next year for
Sure.
2026. Then if they reach before, that is great because I can put them on the list, right? And then I talk to the counselor because the counselors of the school is the one that chooses the participants,
Understood.
right? I can choose
Understood.
the schools, but they are the one who choose the participants. And in Boston, I work with the B3 community service officers that introduce the schooling in the Boston area. And I have to give them a shout out too, because all the school in Boston for the prom day, they escort the kids all the way to Boston with the limo. They look like a celebrity.
What a treat, Maristella. And tell me about, you mentioned the Glam Squad. I know you're in charge. Is there a big staff that you work with or people you
Yes.
bring on board? I assume it's a big organization.
Yes, yeah, that is one of the challenges, right? All the people that work with me, I can't afford it to get someone who not in this industry for the long period of time because I'm a very listen. That's what I tell my team. They're making fun of me. I am not a hairstyle. I'm not a makeup artist, but I have a vision and I know how my participants should look. Then, if you're a makeup artist, I don't need my photographer to do a Photoshop. If my photographer do a Photoshop, that means my makeup artist is not good enough. Then I don't do Photoshop in my participant pictures. The makeup must be an excellence. The hair, you need to be able to do every type of hair, right? Every style. Then my glam score is I'm picked by a finger. And before they go to my participant, they need to do my hair and my makeup first. Then I know they are good.
Maristella, what you're doing for these young people is so valuable and so giving of you. And I want to remind everyone, we've been speaking with Maristela Rapo. She's the founder and executive director of Giving the Glam. We touched on being able to reach you, but Maristela, tell our listeners if they're looking to get in touch with you, how would they do so? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, we have our website that called givingtheglam.org, or you can send my name is not the easiest name to remember, but then Maristella at givingtheglam.org. And that is my cell phone that I leave there that people can get direct with, in touch with me. And it's yeah, I'm right here. I take any type, I believe we all can use our gift to make a difference. And if some people are blessed enough to be able to make a donation, that's great. But you can always help us doing different things or helping us dressing the kids or hair or anything. And I'm a big believer. And by the way, we raise the fund to buy everything new, the gowns and the tuxedos. We don't take donations gowns. I'm very picky. I needed to choose myself what gowns I wanted my participants to have to try and the tuxedos too. Then we raise a fund. I'm very blessed for all the second hands because I grew up with that. But at the same time, I know the feeling when you have something new, and that is the reason why when I created Give the Glam, I wanted to do that, and to give my participants a opportunity because listen, I grew up with nothing, and when you face all this challenge in life, the last thing you think is an education, and for my participants that I help, for them to not give up on education, that is a big thing, and for some of them, it's the only wild card that they have in their life. And I know how easy to, okay, forget the education, let's go to work because I need to help myself or my family. But they don't. They still be capable to do all together.
Well,
And
you really are an inspiration, and I'm so glad you had the time to talk with us today. I know I'm catching you on location, so hopefully you'll come back another time and follow up and let us know how things are going. Does that sound like
I
a
would
plan?
love, I
That
would love
sounds
to.
great.
I would love to. Thank you so
Th-
really. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And this is how we grow is to people like you guys to give us opportunity to spread the word and let be one. If one more new people know it, I'm happy.
That sounds great. Well, Marcel, thank you so much. And we'll be back with more stories on Radio Entrepreneurs.